This is what's driving you. And so my first question, man, I'm gonna get right to it. What's driving you?
About my old lady, my kids, my family. That's what drives.
I wouldn't have met you when I did. Here you go. Shut this shit. That's why it gets you in trouble.
What's up, man? This is what's driving you. I'm Keyon Dooling.
What's driving?
What's driving you? And I'm gonna end like this. I think that the biggest room in the world, the biggest room in your life, is the room for improvement. What's going on, everybody? My name is Keyon Dooling. Welcome to What's Driving You. Today is a very special day for me because, you know, if you want to go quick, you go alone. If you want to go far, we must all go together. So I'm very happy to have my brothers, my friends, my homies, my day ones in the studio with me. To my left, I got my main man, Quentin Richardson. To my right, I got my main man, Darius Miles, who make up the Knuckleheads. If you know anything about the Knuckleheads, not only have they had an impact on the court, but what's most impressive is in the transition, what you guys have been able to do off the court. So welcome in, gentlemen. Appreciate y'all for being here. Show enough on the get down. This is what's driving you. And so my first question, man, I'm gonna get right to it. What's driving you? What is the thing that drives you the most, Q?
Hey, man, it's all about my family, you know what I'm saying? Being able to, from being a young boy, starting out, you know what I'm saying, making my pops, my sister, my brothers, everybody around me proud and, you know, uplifting the Richardson name. But now it's about, you know, for my kids, my wife, my kids, and being able to provide for them and provide a certain type of life and showing them the way to go about life as far as my kids and showing them the right way to go about shit.
And that's awesome. D, I'm gonna ask you the same thing. What's driving you, champ?
Yeah, I'm following that cab. It's about my old lady, my kids, my family. That's what drives me the most.
Absolutely. And the reason why I named this show What's Driving You is because, like, one of the things I used to do as the OG vet in the league is find out what was guys' motivation. Like, why are you here? Is it for the money? Is it for the fame? Is it for the glory? Like, find out, you know, what is it that, like, you know, that will make you show up to work when you're tired, when you're hurt, days when you don't feel like it. So helping guys identify what drives them sometimes can unlock that focusedness. Yeah. And it was just a saying, man. I would just go, hey, what's driving you? Let's go. We here today. Come on now. What's driving you? So, man, on the heels of the draft, man, I want to kind of go back a little bit. All right. So the first time I ever traveled on an AAU circuit, I was 12 years old. And I ran into Q Rich on that trip at 12 years old. Needless to say, them boys from Chicago could hoop. And I remember playing against Q as a 12-year-old and just kind of following, you know, our progression. And so then we ran into each other again at ABCD camp, and then we ran into each other again at Top 100 camp. And so, like, this basketball brotherhood a lot of times goes back, man, to when we were children, right? Since we were children. And the fact that we got an opportunity to get drafted together, a lot of firsts happened together for us, right? So growing up in Chi-Town, growing up in East Boogie, you guys came together at a very early age. Talk a little bit about, like, that early stage of basketball. Like, what is it about, like, Illinois basketball that, like, y'all got this dog, y'all got this skill set? Do you think it was the Michael Jordan effect that gave y'all that extra boost?
It has a little bit to do with it. Definitely has a little bit to do with it. Jordan winning them championships in the 90s and what he was able to do on the overall global scale. You know, everybody wanted to be like Mike, but mine is a little different from Q because Q is from the big city. Mm-hmm. I'm Southern Illinois. You know, Chicago has always had some of the top ballers and so forth. Me being from Southern Illinois, we always had that chip on our shoulder to prove that we're just as good as the guys that's in the big city. Mm-hmm. So mine was, like I say, was kind of different than Q's journey. So just wanted to prove that I was one of the best players, if not the best player in the state when I was coming up through high school and so forth.
Yeah, I mean, obviously MJ had an impact. You know what I'm saying? Like, Chicago always, like he said, it's always been a breeding grounds for hoopers. Mm-hmm. But when the MJ effect comes and he comes along, becomes the greatest player, and then he starts winning championships and all that, like, he made it different as far as, like, our swag, our bravado. When we went to camps or whatever, we walked around with our chest poked out like we from the Chi, you know what I'm saying? And we knew we could hoop. We knew what MJ and them had did for the Chi and how they had put on, and we felt like we had to follow behind that. And I mean, the difference between, I think the thing that made us be the way we were just because of the way Chicago as a city was. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like once you got good at basketball, that's cool. But like now, can you handle this hustle? Like can you get down? Like if we knock the shit out of you and knock you down, you gonna get back up and push back and keep going? Or if you gonna go away, you ain't gonna fit the bill. Yeah. So I think that was a big part of our makeup, the toughness and you gotta be able to hoop first, but like if you can't fight and be tough and everything, not like fit like literally get down and fight. Some people do, but like you got to be able to fight back, basically, and fight through. Like, so if you show you can't do that, you ain't gonna cut it in Chicago.
Yeah, where do y'all rank Illinois as far as like? There's all these discussions about like where the best hoopers come from, right? You know, Florida historically we've been a football state, but now like as you look back and you reflect on it, like basketball, like we're on the come up. We won a national championship not only in college, we won a high school national championship down at Columbus High and things like that. And so they always talk about these cities and these states, right? And you always hear California and you hear New York and you hear all those different ththings. Where do y'all think Illinois ranks as far as best basketball states?
I feel like I feel like Illinois was number one for a long time. I feel like it's kind of shifted. I think California is probably in the lead now. But I feel like Illinois is still like top 2 or 3 on the hooper side.
I don't know. I'm disappointed with what we've been doing. I'm with you. I feel like we used to be right up there in the top, if not the top, definitely mentioned right there with it. But I feel like the last 10 or so years or however much, like it's been bad. Like the few couple guys we did have that was the boys that was nice, they left and went like to California or wherever for prep school. So it was like we ain't had no All-Americans in like the last 5 or 6 years. I can't recall nobody from the crib, from the Chi that's like they the dude, they this, they that.
Right. But that's just the makeup of high school now. Like if you from Illinois, you always will be Illinois. But the makeup of high school now is like, man, guys go different states and different places to play prep schools and stuff like that.
Q, on your high school team, man, y'all had Cordell Henry, Coach Dennis Gates at the University of Missouri. 7 Division I players off that team, and we ran into you guys at the what's the shootout in St. Louis? Yeah, and y'all mollywopped us. Y'all beat us by 22. And, it was a very humbling experience for us. But talk a little bit about LB, right? And getting him, Larry Butler, getting LB in you guys' life at an early age, man. He did something really strong and impactful for basketball in that region, right? He made a tremendous impact. And there's so many coaches who like develop us at to a certain point, and then they have to hand us off, and then they don't necessarily get their flowers.
Nah, LB always get love from us. I mean, to be real, like I say, if not for LB and the Illinois Warriors, I wouldn't have met you when I did. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't have met him when I did. Yeah. And who knows if I'm even sitting here hooping. Yeah. Cause like for real, like, LB come and he come to my school and then he get a couple of us this and third. I started with LB in 6th grade. Yeah. So I was like one of the real first dudes. We ride in a old church van without seats in it. We sitting on like old crates and stuff in the back, moving, holding on while he turning stuff. So like we go way back, and it's like the whole connectivity from with D Gates coming, CDL them coming. They came 7th and 8th grade, and 6th and 7th grade was me and Kevin Jones and. It was like the early crew, Bobby Smith and.
Hey, Bobby Smith was cold. You remember, boy? You used to gaslight us too. You used to gaslight us too. That was one of the best things about AAU is when like we back at the room, right, and we playing cards, we talking shit, we doing all those different things.
Him and Bobby to get into it at NBA.
Bobby KD gonna bust your ass. Bobby talk big shit, but man, those were some real fun times, man. And it's like. Wow. How did
thing though that LB did that changed everything for us, even with him? Cause LB, we never played our grade. We like if we was in 6th grade, we played 7th or 8th grade. You know what I'm saying? So like for that gave us a different mentality. Like, yeah, we did it in the neighborhood, played against old people, like not organized.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like not getting out there in organized situations where this whole team we taking out here is really a 12-year-old team, but we taking them to play against the 13s and the 14s.
Right.
Like so when LB did that to us, I think that changed the whole trajectory of what we knew we could do. Because whenever we played our age, we was like, yeah, all right. Like this is sweet. Like so it was like he prepared us for that, and he like literally even when we were younger, like the ones that he saw, like me, Cordell, like they got a chance. Same way he did D Miles. When D Miles came, he was in 6th grade. 7th grade, 2 years behind us, but he was playing on the 9th, 10th grade team. So like with us, I played with Mikey Robinson from Peoria Ridgewoods, who was a McDonald All-American. He was the first McDonald All-American I got to see up close. Like, damn. Like, look how, like, and this me, I'm 2-3 years younger than him. I'm not even, don't nobody even care who I am, ain't looking at me, but like, that's the time where you start to figure things out. Like, look how he walk in the gym. Look how everybody look at him when he walk in the gym. Everybody's staring at him while he getting prepared. Like, that's what made you want to be that. Like, shit, nigga, I need to get like this. So like, look how everybody looking at him when he come in here. He just being normal. Like, I'm watching him on the bus. I'm just looking at him like, this is McDonald's. Okay, this is what it's supposed to look like. Everything he do, I'm just watching Mikey Robinson like, okay, that's okay.
D, let me ask you this. Did playing up with these guys speed up your learning curve?
I was it did. It's on the organized side, because I was already playing. I was playing like pro-ams against pros and college guys and doing all that when I was like 14, 15 years old. So I was guarding Anthony Bonner, playing against Larry Hughes and all that. Once I got with Q-Nim was like the standard. They was about to be seniors. It was the summer going their senior year where they had, man, Q-Nim went like, man, they went like 60-1. like the whole summer. They lost one game the whole summer. And that showed the standard, because Q was the first I seen other McDonald's All-Americans and stuff, but Q was the first All-American that I actually get a chance to play with or be up close with. Then I had the opportunity to go to Nike camp, and then that's when that was like the probably the best Nike camp ever, where the guys from Adidas and the guys from Nike was all at Nike camp that year. And you had Coleon, you had Jerron, you had Corey, Rashard Lewis, just everybody was in there. So just that experience that summer with Q-Nim, I played with 16U and 17U. So I played some tournaments with Q-Nim and I played some tournaments with 16U, but I was 14, 15U.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right,
so
right. Yeah.
I just always played up.
Let me back up a little bit, right? Because like basketball has always been like a safe place. It's been a sanctuary for us. It's the game that keeps on giving, right? We still can see each other because we were connected through that game. But coming up, man, like there's so many challenges that you have to overcome, right? Whether it's the environment, whether it's poverty, whether it's loss and things like that. And Q, you lost your mom at a very early age. And you were dealing with all those different things while still trying to be a good student, find your craft and things like that. What did basketball do for you while you were going through all of those emotions that you probably didn't even understand at that early age?
No, I understood that basketball was the one place when I went to go hoop, I didn't think about none of it. So like for me, like at first I was not doing anything, just like doing whatever, dealing with it. And like I wasn't going to school. My grade school coach, Gary Adams, he would come to my crib every day. Craziest, dopest part is like he never came and rang the doorbell or nothing. He would blow the horn 2-3 times and sit there and wait. I'd be peeking through the curtains like first few 3 days, week or whatever. I ain't never go. Then I finally did go. And then that was when I started going to the gym and practicing, playing, and it was like that was the first time I really got to see like, damn, like I ain't really think about nothing that's going on. I was just out there hooping, having fun. So like then that started the whole, all right, now I'm gonna just keep going and doing everything else that like you're supposed to. But like, you know, Pops didn't know what was going on. He'd go to work at 4 a.m., don't get back to like 5. So I'm to and from, and he don't know what done happened. And I'm answering the phone before they could call the house or some shit. So
Yeah, Pops Lebo always been grinding. Yeah. I still miss them white potato pies they used to make. They don't even know about that. And D, your mom, Miss Ethel, Lord, boy, I miss my girl. But she put the ball in your hand, right? She's the one who pushed you to go hoop?
Yeah, she pushed me to go hoop. I was like in 6th grade, you know what I'm saying? And the coach used to always give me these permission slips to take to your parents to, you know, permission to try out for the team. So I used to have a book bag full of permission slips I never would give my mom. So one day she came to pick me up and she had like shoes and shorts. Like, yeah, you got to go try out for the team. And I'm like, nah, I don't want to play for the thing. Because I took it as she was taking away my free time after school, kicking it with my guys and stuff. And, you know, it was a blessing in disguise. She wound up doing. Every time I got mad or anything that go my way, I tried to quit, and she'll send me right back. Yeah, Mom's back up in there. But your other point, like basketball for me, coming from where I come from, it was just like a safe place. No matter what was going on outside the 4 lines, I can't get in trouble. I can't go to jail. I can't, you know what I'm saying? I can just release so much stress and energy by playing basketball. It was like a safe place.
It's a place where we could be like, let's go, right? And it's normal. It's a place where you can go compete. It's a place where you have camaraderie. You know what I mean? All those different things. So like I said, man, basketball is the game that keeps on giving. Before I transition to the next phase, I want to talk about like when we played USA basketball and like, you know, like leaving the country for the first time, like going to, before we left the country, going to the Yankees and the Red Sox games that probably still is the longest game in the history of the world. And Jim Boeheim was our coach, and he was very hard on you, me, and Mike Miller. What do you remember most about like our time with USA basketball going to compete for that gold medal?
The first thing that jumped out at me is like, this is like, you know, you done did all of the McDonald's and all of that stuff. That's over with. No, that was way before that, right?
No, this was going into our...
This was right before you went to college. So, right, you done did all that, right? So I was in the mindset like, hey, you know, this about to be like an all-star team, kind of like, man, Jim Boeheim was crazy, dog. And I'm talking, I didn't know nothing about Jim Boeheim other than what you saw on TV. He got glasses. I'm like, whatever. I'm not thinking like, bruh. When we got to, we had to go to Syracuse first. We went there for like a camp. Remember, we went from Syracuse to Dallas or Dallas to Syracuse before we went overseas for good. But like, bruh, I just remember like, this man is crazy. We practiced like dogs. Boy, you talking about what? Like, I'm thinking this about like, you got to think about it. My mind is like, all right, it's about to be some leisurely. Nah, I'm talking about dog-ass practices, boy. And then, like he said, Deezy, me, and Mike Miller, for whatever reason, like, bruh, he used to go crazy. Like, I remember he sent the, like, after we won and everything, right, he sent the email or a letter or something to my coach at DePaul, Coach Kenny, and I remember it came out. It was like, he was saying, because remember Bobby was on that team too, Bobby Simmons, he was like, yeah. Like, you got like a Jordan Pippen type situation coming to you. Like, that's what he was like, I'm like, bro, I had no clue he liked me at all. Like after, like, he had sent, like, he was giving me compliments, like I was one of the leaders of the team, and I was just like, bro, I had no clue he fucked with me at all.
I called the timeout because, like, it was one game you had like 20 and 20, right, in like 20 minutes. And he called the timeout to like just lay into you. He said, you fucking dog ass in practice. And then you come out here and you get 20 and 20. That shit ain't gonna work on the next level. Like, he called the timeout specifically for that. He called the timeout when Mike Miller threw a behind the back pass. Like,
Mike Miller to handle basketball. And Mike was nice. He was like, that what he say, is that South Dakota playground shit? He was going.
But that helped prepare us, man, and get us, you know, going into our freshman years, and we all had pretty good freshman years. So now fast forward 2 years after that, like, all of us are in the draft.
Hold on. I played for the USA team too.
Oh, my
though.
bad, D. Go ahead and go talk your shit. Shoot your
Yeah,
shot.
after my sophomore year, USA team had tryouts. It was 200 kids going down to Colorado Springs and trying out for the USA team. I think it was the 17U USA team. So, you know, I went for the trials. Butler and my mom, I guess they didn't expect me to make the team because they only picked 13 people out of the 200. So I made the team. So now it was a decision to go to Russia because our team supposed to went to Russia. And my mom was like instantly like, nah, my child is not going to no Russia for no USA team. And then my grandmama convinced her like, man, that's a once in a lifetime chance to play with the USA team. They definitely will take care of him. He'll be all right. If you need help with giving them money to make sure you have money, I'm gonna make sure, you know, I help you out to make sure he's straight. So we stayed another 2 weeks. This was the first time I ever been away from home or away from my mom them for like a whole month. You know what I'm saying? We're not out seeing them. So wound up going to Russia, winning the gold. The first game we beat South Africa like 118 to like 20. Like we was just out there just partying. So I came back with the gold medal after my sophomore year for the USA team.
That's what's up, man. Congratulations, man. That was, I'm telling you, man, that USA basketball, it take you to another level. That was the first time I saw Sean Marion, because we were on the younger team. Sean Marion made 7 threes and had 7 dunks. We was like, who the fuck is this dude, right? And got cut. From the older team. I was like, okay, I see the politics shit and how that goes, you know. But now fast forward a little bit now, you know, it's draft time, right? You know, you go through the pre-draft process and all those different things. And obviously, you know, you guys were projected to be lottery picks, you in the top 3 players, maybe, you know, you was consensus top 3. Q at that time, you was, you know.
Anywhere from anywhere.
Potentially top 5. You know
Shit,
what I mean?
potentially 25.
You know, and so we go through that draft process and we fly into LA. And I posted this picture yesterday, and big shout out to all the guys who got drafted last night and the guys who get drafted today, man, because these are memories that you never forget. But I remember going to LA, pulling up to the La Hermitage Hotel, and it's really like our first time, you know what I mean, like in this kind of environment. Y'all boys flew out there private from the draft and things like that. And I just remember us getting in the limo, hanging out. What do you remember most about not only the draft, but after the draft, when we went to LA for the first time, and what was our guy, Mark Ravlin, you know, came, scooped us up in the Lexus, and then we got in the limo and all those different things, man. What do y'all remember about that time more so than anything? What's the things that stand out?
I remember after the draft, Khalid El-Amin had a draft party at Prince Club, and we was in Prince Club, but I had to be way in the back in the corner because I wasn't old enough to be in the club. Then the next morning, me and Q, like early in the morning, we leaving our families and getting on our first private jet and making that flight, and then getting to LA, getting in the L'Hermitage. Back in the 2000s, technology wasn't as savvy as it is now. Walking in the L'Hermitage and seeing how every room you walk in, how the lights just cut on and stuff was just everything was just used by technology. Never been in a hotel room like that. And then I remember Q saying like, man, this the same hotel Ja Rule just did the video at. And seeing the palm tree, because I've never been to LA, like seeing the palm trees and all that stuff. Like,
beautiful place, boy. You can get messed up in LA because it's so beautiful. You might not know where you are.
And being young and thinking we was the most famous people, richest people, the most owned people, and just having all kind of fun and not even having a care in the world. Like real talk, like you know what I'm saying, like. That's just what I remember. I'm like, this is my first time. Like, yeah, I was in college. I was still at the crib, so I had my own shit at the crib. But it was like, crib still 20 minutes away. This is my first time where I'm like, bitch, I'm out here. Like, you know what I'm saying? I got my own money, big money. I can go and come as I please. Like, I'm staying in a big ass house. You know what I'm saying? Like, just me and my brother. Like, it's like you out here doing it, and it was like you say, LA was one of the most like when you long as you stand away from the wrong shit, like LA one of the most fun places you can go straight out the box. And I mean, we was innocent with ours. Like we was doing shit, but it wasn't like crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like we going to high school, college games, like still doing us, running around. We running around with water guns, doing what, you know what I'm saying? Just like, bro, we was out there just thinking we was just the toast of the town. Then, you know what I'm saying, Shaq pull us over in the fake police car one night.
Big fella.
One of my best memories too about that year is your wife being pregnant with Dee Dee, and all us coming to the hospital. You know, Dee Dee is our baby. You know what I'm saying? Your oldest child, like.
And Mama Miles was her godmother.
Yeah, just that experience of that. You know, you coming down with your wife and just all us being just so young and being out there. It was just a family environment.
It was so beautiful, and that brings me to my next point, like brotherhood. Yeah. Right, because like at the end of the day, man, the bonds that we created through this game have withstood the test of time. Yeah. And there's been times where, you know, we might be mad at each other, we might fight amongst one another, but I tell you this, we'll burn this bitch down, you get us pissed.
Oh yeah, nah.
And we cooked out, we played the video game, you know what I mean? We supported one another. We went to restaurants and, dude, we used to order our steaks well done. You know what I mean? Boy, what did we know? We, you know, like we experienced so much firsts and we knew each other's families.
No, I always tell people, they ask me like, Wojo, it's hard to say any other team was my favorite team over there because that set the template. I took that shit with me every team I went to. Yeah. And I'm talking about I was one of the dudes that I always brought them together. Yeah. Like it didn't matter what team I went to. I took what we did, barbecue, bowling, whatever, fight night, like big games, football games, Super Bowl, like whatever. We did all of that. You know what I'm saying? Like it didn't matter what it was. Like, hey man, we doing this. I got a chef. Come over here, do this. Let's go. Like we on the road. Like, hey, let's. That's what I'm telling you. I'm telling you, bro. Every team I went to, it was like that's why, like you said, from that year, those years in LA, I took that and I created bonds the same exact way with every single team I was on. I could go through every team and I got somebody who I still text on the regular to this day, right now.
Yeah, I try to do it on all my teams, but you know. It was just kind of different, but that was the main thing that I always loved about coming into the league. It made the transition so much easier, you know what I'm saying? And people be like, well, y'all was losing and stuff like that, but we really wasn't. Like when we got there, they won 18 out of 82 games. Our first year, we won 31 games. Our second year, we won 40 games. Yeah, right there. You know what I'm saying? We was one game out of the playoffs. Like, so we was building to be a good team, and I feel like that building came from how close we was. Like, every time we touched down in the city, we going to, like, I never had spinach artichoke dip. Yeah.
Boy, we still going to get that Houston.
Today, I still put grenadine in my Corona.
Come on now. Come on now. Come on. Come on.
I'm saying, if I drink a Corona, but, like, just stuff like that, it was a lot of, that team is always going to be special to me for how close we were. Absolutely. And how we kind of policed our own. And not only that, how competitive it was towards each other, but how much we rooted for each other when the bright lights came on. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
For sure. So talk about a little bit of adversity through basketball, right? Because everybody always talk about like the glitz and the glamour of it. But there's injuries that happen. Like, you know, I fucked my ankle up my second year, so I basically only played 13 games. You know, Q started out a little bit slow, but he, like, forced Alvin Gentry to play him because he would come in. Like, I got to play it. I mean, I can't.
Speaking of that, do y'all want to remember the Riverwalk? First preseason game, Riverwalk, San Antonio. And what happened? I didn't play. Ooh. And then we found, what was it, the Everclear on the thing? What was it? It was Everclear. And that's when I went to his room, remember? Oh, you did go to he didn't play me. Oh, Alvin Gentry didn't play me, and it was us three. Oh, he played, me and you didn't play, but he played very little, so he was pissed too. So we all blind leading the blind, hyping each other up, and I'm gonna be the biggest, baddest one. Like, I done got hyped up enough off Mountain Dew that I'm going to go sit outside this man's room. I sat there for like an hour and a half because he was going to dinner or something. So I sat there sitting on against the wall, hyping myself up. As soon as that Hogan came around the corner from the elevator, as soon as I saw him, I stood up and he see me, I'm yelling and talking. You can't be here. You know how it's all like, what are you? He like, how you can't? So I'm like, nah, fuck that. You gonna talk to me? You gonna let me know why I ain't playing like, boy, I'm talking about. Wow. The next day, that was the day that Jeff, my agent, D-Miles agent, Jeff Wexler, he scared some truth into me because he was like, all right, like he called me, he asked me what happened. You know me, I'm always hyped. I'm hot-head talking and doing all my shit, talking over him. He trying to calm me down. So he let me get it out. He said, all right. He like, and this was what scared me, because you know Jeff was always like kind of intense and he was gonna try and handle you and did. Jeff was like, he stopped trying to go against me. He got in a real calm tone. He was like, I'm gonna tell you this one time. He was like, dude, he was like, one of the hardest things to do in this league is to change something when they label you. He was like, you can't be going up on no damn coach, like going to his room in the hotel and like aggressively coming to him and coming after him. He was like, if he wanted to, he could have kicked you off the team or did whatever the hell he wanted with you. He was like, you ain't shit. You a rookie. And you ain't did a damn thing in this league yet to be acting the way you acting. He was like, I know I don't got control over you. He was like, but if you don't hear nothing else, you need to chill out. He was like, you can't force this man to do shit. He's the coach, you the player. Man, I left out of there. I'm sitting down. Now I'm scared. I'm nervous. I'm like, damn, I done fucked up.
Ready though.
Oh,
yeah,
boy.
you was ready.
This time in my life did pretty much all our lives, but like we went through a training camp. Y'all was there. I destroyed my position. I knew. It wasn't a question to me, was I going to play? I was thinking I'm supposed to be starting, but okay, I get it. I got to wait my day ain't going to start, but like I'm playing. That ain't even a question. What I just did, I'm playing. When I ain't play, bro, I blew a gasket. That was the first time in my life where you didn't get to eat what you killed. I killed all of you motherfuckers in my position, and I don't get to play? Nah. And then that's when Jeff got to explaining to me how the NBA works, and they was trying to showcase Nesby and Pike to get them on, and then you and Corey could play, but like, bro, you can't go crazy before they get to do what they trying to do.
Yeah, I remember the first game he didn't play me. I went in that mother crying like, man, I ain't never been physically able to play, and I never been like sit on the bench or just sit in the whole game ever in my life. Like I was in there with tears in my eyes, like, and he was like, "No, it's not, I just wanted to see what else was out there. It wasn't nothing towards you. You didn't do nothing wrong." But I was emotionally, because I ain't never sat on the game. I ain't never sat on the bench a day in my life. That threw me all the way off. I'm like, man, ain't nobody, they ain't better than me. It's like, I'm just going crazy.
Hear us talk about that because, like, I believe nowadays in the NBA, they don't have OG vets. And a lot of times we had to learn on the fly. Though we had some OGs like Sean Brooks and Derek Strong and things like that. But that was probably one of the reasons why I was a good OG, is because of like what we didn't have. And then when I did get some good OGs, they potty trained me in the right way. They showed me how to do a lot of stuff. But I think there's a lot of young players. I saw some of the guys get drafted and their body language I didn't really like, right? Because you work your whole life to get to this point, and then you hear your name called and you're like, fuck. Like, you know, that's one of the things that frustrates me a little bit with this this younger generation. Like, they don't know the history sometimes and how difficult not only is it to make it, but to last, right? And the resources that they have coming in now, it wasn't like that back in the days. So I was a little taken aback last night, you know, seeing some of the guys not excited to be drafted.
Just the way it go. We had guys in our draft like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes that's just what it is, man. I just, like I say, I always send a message to all the young fellas, man, to just kind of try and be grateful, and because this is a privilege. We all know this. We played, all of us played for however long we played for, and like once you get in it and you go through it and you get to the other side, you realize that all of this is a privilege. And you want to be grateful and you want to make the most of your opportunities. And so things like that, like, you know what I'm saying, like that's putting the wrong foot forward to start out. But like you still can recover. You can make yourself make things better. But like you gotta come into this situation knowing that this is a once in a lifetime opportunity and everybody don't get it. And those few that do get it, you are privileged. You are privileged. This is not a given. You gotta go in here and work your ass off and earn everything you get. Yeah, and like especially for these kids in this generation, bro, like think about when we came in, right? The template was like to become a max player, you had to be 24, 25, 27, 28 points. You had to be one of them. Mm-hmm. In this generation, bro, you can average 7 to 8 points and go sign for $200 million. If that don't make motherfuckers go crazy in that gym and work their ass off and put in what they need to put in, I don't know what will. Yeah. I'd be a madman. Come on now. I'd be a damn madman knowing that you could average 10 points and go get $200 million. Like, bitch, it wouldn't be nobody be able to stop me. Straight up. Like, I'm just like, so that's my message to whoever listening. Like, bro, just go work. All you got to do, like, it ain't even that far of a reach. Mm-hmm. Like, you got to think about it. In our league, it was hard to average a dub. To average 20, legit 20, it was hard to average a dub back then with the scores being lower and the defense and the physicality and everything that came with it and the way, yeah, the pace was nowhere near that. Bro, it was way dumb tough for, like, the dudes that was getting them maxes, there was no questions, no equivocations, no nothing. Like, they that dude. Yeah. They are that dude, for sure. Night in and night out. It is not a question. Now, it's so much money going everywhere. It's like the lines done got blurred into, like, who is really what. And it's like some people could act like I'm that because look what I got. But, like, I don't even know how you got that. And so it's like now it's like, but now more than ever, like, bro, like these dudes, like hey, listen, you gotta be a fool if you ain't gonna lock in. You a fool, you the biggest fool on the planet. If you can't lock in, what? Yeah. For right now?
I give this young generation. Yeah, and I give this young generation a lot of credit for their professionalism. I think they are taking the game serious. Yeah. You know, a lot of times they say they're not physical, they're not tough. I disagree with that. They're playing within the rules, right? You know what I mean? So it's a balancing.
I don't like the narrative of all that anyway, man. Like me and Black like to say all the time. We talk about it all the time, like how you got some of the old heads just sounding like the dude on the porch. Hey, you kids, get up. Like, nah, we refuse to hate. Like, bro, we love the game before we play, while we play, and now we love these iterations of it afterwards. It's everything evolves and changes and moves along. And like you said, they playing under the rules that they in their generation. And they dealing with what they got to deal with. So I don't knock the guys. I mean, for the, you know, overall, like the whole era of, like, I like it. These dudes more talented than we ever been. One top to bottom, man for man, they got more guys that could do more skills that, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we had specialists kind of like, if you could do this, you can't really do that. Or you could, like, every now and again, there would be somebody that was special, but, like, top to bottom, they got more dudes that as an individual could do more things than we ever had or any of the generations before. It's like these dudes be coming with a full bag in their toolkit, boy. I'm talking about a center could shoot threes, handle, dime, and everything. So it's like, it's different. Like bruh, Obi Toppin with like no effort. No effort.
Crazy what they're able to do. So, like, to kind of stay on this point a little bit, because I want to talk and, like, you know, peel some of the layers back. Like, going out to play and produce and perform, and there's so much responsibility thrusted in on our tables and on our plates at such an early age, right? So many expectations from others, so many people pulling you, you know, all these different directions. Life be lifing during that time. And so 2 questions, you know, like when we started, man, we had there was a lot of people with us. Throughout our playing careers, you know what I mean? Like, we lost people. People either fell off, like, you know, on some bullshit. Some people passed away. And as brothers, man, like, we've all had to mourn with one another at different times and different spaces in our lives. And a lot of people don't know that. They might see us on TV. They might see y'all banging y'all heads and things like that. But there was times where we had to cry together. There was times where we had to hold each other up. There's times where we had to apologize to one another. So talk a little bit about, like, the pressures to live up to everybody else's expectations of you. And then, like, when we deal with loss, because you lost somebody close to you during your playing career. I lost my father during my playing career. Mama Miles was battling for her life during the playing career. But we still have a job to do. We still have to be on. Like, how did you guys persevere and push through those adverse moments?
For me, I say like dealing with when Lee passed, my brother got killed. Like me being 45 now and being able to look back at that period of time. Hell no, I didn't handle it right. I went straight to the bottle. Yeah. I went straight to the bottle. I went straight to. I'm about to. Anybody say anything I don't like, I'm about to turn the lights off in this bitch. Yeah. Anybody, anytime. Like, and I like literally looking back and recounting. I didn't talk like I didn't like. I'm tight as hell with Eddie Curry, with Nate Rod, Wilson Chandler. Eddie and Nate were there for the whole thing, and like we talk about it sometime, and it's like when I hear them say some of the stuff, it was bro, you was tripping, bro. Like, bro, when I say, bro, you was not this dude you are now, nah. Far gone. Like, bro, going to the club, trying to be on bullshit, everything. He was like, bro, nobody, anything, if your wires got crossed, it was all bets off. Yeah. Everything up now. Yeah. Every day in practice, every day in there. And he was like, because Nate don't drink. Nate like, bro, we'll go out, it's me, you, and like one other person, and you get like 3 bottles. I don't drink. And like that was just like literally, and it was like I was telling my wife that like, you remember you was in Orlando. I can remember coming to play Orlando, and we beating y'all, right? I got like an and one or something. It's him and Trev. Trev like, talking about how I look big, like, yo, big ass, you just knocking people out the way. Like, they laughing, like, God damn, cute. Like, and it was funny because I still could do the same shit, but it was like, I didn't even see that. Like, it was like, I'm living it, right? I'm getting on scales. I'm being told you got to gain weight. But, like, bro, I promise you, I don't even know how to explain it. I didn't see that until I was removed from the situation. I'll never forget it. I'm coming into Miami, going to see the Heat, and this, that, and the third. First thing they do, you don't even go to the hotel, get dropped off. You went straight to the arena. Coming to the arena, I still got my bag, like my travel bag. Bill Ferrin, you know. Great day to live, Bill Ferrin, he chomped at a bit. He can't wait. He like, all right, strip down to your boxers. We're going to do weight and body fat. I'm like, the fuck? He like, yeah, that's first thing. He like, we got to do that. That Pat want me to send it up there before you even talk to him. Like that, like he do my weight and body fat, got the little pink sticky, and he send it up to Pat before I even get up there. So when I get up there to talk to Pat like, yeah. Like, I already know everything about you. I already know you loving the nightlife in New York, you drinking plenty, you doing this and that. He like, look, this is how this goes. There's no this shot and another shot. Like, you either do this or you don't. He like, we traded you for Mark Blunt. Mark Blunt was sent home in like January of last year, so he was not around the team. It doesn't matter. So like, we giving, like, if you gonna do this, you either are or you ain't, because we'll send you home. It don't matter. Like, I'm telling you, we just did this to the last guy that we traded you for. Like, so if you're not gonna do this, he was like, if we hear about you drinking in the room, any of this shit, like, we know the whole, we putting you in the hotel, so we find some shit out that's going down. You gone. No second chance. And bro, I'm there when no D Wade, no D Wright, UD and James Jones the only ones there. Mm-hmm. And like the first day, like it was crazy. Like I said, because like the whole time in New York, 2-3 years, they trying to get me lose weight. I'm doing whatever. I'm seeing it. Like when I got on that scale, looked at it, did the body fat, then go up there, talk to Riley, and he's sitting there. So then when I get back down, I'm sitting there, I'm like, this like the first day in like 3 years I'm seeing myself, bro. Like I'm sitting there, for real, I started crying. I was like, what the fuck is you doing? And then I persisted to lose fucking 50 pounds in like 4.5 weeks. Like that's how I know that a switch went off somewhere where I really just woke up like, boy, you tripping.
We wasn't having these conversations about mental health, about trauma.
I didn't even, they tried to make me, the Knicks they forced me, bro. After I had an episode in practice, Mo, you know how you just be hooping. You in practicing, motherfucker scored like, bitch ass nigga, something like that, right? Mo Taylor scored, said something like that to me. He running back, I grabbed the ball. hit him in the back with the ball. Now, Mo Taylor ain't no little motherfucker. Mo Taylor, 6'8", bear. Wolverine, Michigan Wolverine, he like that. He really, and like, he even knew, like, cause like he could have came and probably mashed me, bro. But like he turned around like, "Hey, you just what the fuck, bro? Like you need to chill. Like you throwing a ball at me. Like what the fuck is wrong with you? Like I was, I'm like yeah, like on that, and I was like, bro. After that, the whole thing with Marbury happened. After that, Zeke was like, yeah, I can't let you come back until you go see somebody. You know what I'm saying? He was like, I'm like, him and the team doctor. I'm like, what you mean? He like, you held the practice hostage for 2.5, 3 hours. He was like, none of us have seen somebody maintain a level of anger for that long. Like, you need to see somebody. So they was like, you can't come back to practice to a game or nothing until you agree to see this therapist person. Bro, I said no with that therapist. When I first sat down, she said, this was before the Christmas party. So I'm in the practice facility. She's sitting in, I think she might have been Zeke office we did it in. Sitting in there, she telling me all these different athletes she didn't work with. I don't give a fuck. They not me. That's all I'm saying to her. She like, well, you have to be here for an hour so we could talk or you could just sit here. I said, you could do whatever you like. I'm going to sit right here. And I don't talk to people like you. I talk to my family. I talk to my sister. I talk to my father. I talk to my partner. I ain't talk. You a stranger. You don't know me. You can't help me. That was my whole outlook on it. I was like, and I felt like I was for real. Like I was like, therapy for rich people. That's not what we do. Like that was how I looked at it. That was what I thought of it. That was how I looked at it and everything. And I like, you know what I'm saying? And like I did that day, and I ain't never had to do that shit again. I went back to practice and I was cool. And so, like, I didn't start dealing with therapy until, bitch, down there, I think I was retired by the time I started really doing therapy.
Shout out to Dr. B. Yeah, shout out to Dr. B, Lord rest his soul.
Yeah, that was crazy. And he was really like, he was really somebody who I was vibing with and like kind of, you know, locking in. And then he passed. And then, you know, obviously I've still been still doing therapy and stuff. Yeah, I'm still doing it. But like, before then,
Well, I appreciate, you know, your vulnerability in that. And D, I'm gonna kind of ask you the same thing because like your career like went like these waves, right? You started out, you hit the ground running, right? Then you get traded to Cleveland. Then you start having issues in your body and things like that. Mama Miles got sick during that time. You know what I mean? All these different things started happening. You know what I mean? And so your homie got killed, and you know, just life was life. And so, how did you deal, you know, in those situations? Like, what was your coping mechanism? How did you handle that during that time?
Like same thing with Q. Like it was like the bottle, you know what I'm saying, and just depression. My homeboy came my first year in Cleveland. My homeboy came and stayed with me the whole year. When we got back to East St. Louis, he died like a week later, got stabbed up in the projects. Like, and one of the big things too was being with like a losing organization at the time. Like I never lost as much in my life until I got to the NBA. And just being on a team that's not really fighting for nothing or even trying to make the playoffs or not being in that. Then going to Portland, my mom going through chemo and stuff, and me, not only that, I can't play because my body is like breaking down. So, you know, it was just a lot of depression, a lot of bottle nights, like you said, you know, drunk nights, just passing out. And then, you know, people dropping like flies. You just have to eventually wake up and just get through it. I think the biggest thing is just my kids, man. Wanting to just be there for my kids and just kind of create a legacy to leave them and not just like let them just not have nobody. Because I was so used to being the only child and just being by myself and just going in my own little space to having somebody that having kids that you're responsible for. It's just like, man, I can't leave my kids out to dry in this crazy world and what goes on in this world. But that was the biggest thing, man. Like I say, going through the stuff off the court, then coming into an organization that just, like, you know, every organization had they years where they're winning, but every time I win, it was always a rebuild. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like a dark cloud over the organization. Like even though we won the a winning team or we went on the other side of winning with the Clippers, that was still a build to get to winning. I get to Cleveland, like I get drafted to a team that won 18 games. I get traded to a team that won 18 games. You know what I'm saying? Then the next year I played, we won 18 games. You know what I'm saying? Like I never experienced that much losing in my life. So that added on to the off the court depression of what's going on. You know what I'm saying? You can't even take your job serious. It's not even, it started to take the one love that you do got or the one space that you do feel freely in, it's starting to take the love out of that. So now the whole landscape is just like messed up. But, you know, you live and you learn and you get through it.
That segment was so powerful because, like, a lot of times, you know, in our vulnerability, that's where we find strength, right? You know what I mean? And looking back on stuff in retrospect, you know, you can get outside of that situation and look back on it. The reason why I like having these kind of conversations is because on the front end for these guys, while they're in it for these guys, we want them to be able to learn from our experiences and some of the mistakes that we made from a wisdom standpoint. Like, it's like each one teach one. So I want to transition, man. Thank y'all so much for that segment. That shit was powerful. Dude, the Knuckleheads podcast. Who would have ever thought that when y'all boys started doing this, that it would have this kind of brand for this amount of years? For this kind of years in transition. You guys were pretty much the first basketball podcast that I can remember that was player driven, right? Player owned. It's incredible. And then you saw a trend of people kind of following that model, following that blueprint. So talk Knuckleheads, man. How have y'all been able to build that brand and interview all these amazing people and keep the conversation going and do it for so long? How have y'all been able to do that? Because I'm trying to be like y'all when I grow up.
Just being a student of the game and loving the game and loving what the game has did for us and our families and for, you know, the brotherhood of it. You know, we wanted to give these guys flowers, not only the guys that you know and you see on the commercial, but the guys, like your favorite players' favorite players. Because a lot of times your favorite player, his favorite player might be a dude that, you know, might not be the most popular dude in the league and so forth on. So just giving these guys this flower and being like a kid in a candy store, man, to get the opportunity to talk to an Oscar Robertson, a George Gervin, a Dr. J, and then you go in the 90s for the Ewans, R.I.P. Mutombo, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying, these guys, even all the way down to the 2000s and the 2010, to go in to 4 different generations of players, like, man, it's a blessing, man, and it's a fun. It turned into a responsibility to represent these guys in the right way. Yeah. So it came into something like I didn't really want to do it because one of my I hated cameras and microphones. You know what I'm saying? That was like kind of gave me anxiety to sit here and get on a camera and microphone and kind of express yourself.
But hey, you know what? You might not have liked that, but sometimes like we have plans, but God's got purpose.
Yeah, no, cause like you know what?
Cause look how good you are. Look how comfortable you are now.
When I was going through my depression after my mom passed and all that, I used to always see this meme that say you got to do something that makes you uncomfortable to take another step up in life. And it seemed like this was my uncomfortable. So I, you know, took a chance on it and wound up being a blessing in disguise.
Yeah, man. For me, I gotta say, I mean, I went to school for, you know, I wanted to do TV or something. I went to school, my major was broadcast journalism. When I was younger playing ball, I'm like, man, I want to do what Ahmad Rashad do. I love the inside stuff. I want to do that. To me, that was the coolest job. Like, next to being an athlete, you could just talk to him and interview him all the time. He was like best friends with Mike. I thought that was the dopest shit ever. You best friends with Michael Jordan, be golfing and hanging with him. Like, to me, that was dope. So I went to school for that. But like, same time, toward the end of my career, as far as the podcast go, I went to Sportscaster U that the NBA, they NBPA provides that where you can go, you know, I went to Syracuse University where you do a whole little week of like all of this ESPN type stuff where you get a tape from it, you get a disc that you get to take and show around, then you get to go out there and say, here you go, I could try and I did this. So it's like credentials. So I was kind of coming toward the media, you know what I'm saying, thing, but Shout out to Chris Bernard, man. God bless the dead. CB was with me with the Knicks for a long time. He was with the Knicks before I got there, but he was with the Knicks and the whole time I was there, and even after. And then when he left the Knicks, he went with Derek Jeter to help them start the Players Tribune. And so CB reached out to me. The first thing he reached out to me on was when the Showtime series, The Shot. You know, they got the show on. It's like 8 or 9 seasons in. Now, this was before it ever even started. They wanted to partner with the Players Tribune and do a story. It was a letter to my younger self, and they wanted an athlete from Chicago who had been through adversity that comes with being in Chicago, and it was like a collaboration with the show and Showtime and Players Tribune. And so I did that first. I did that, and it resonated with a lot of people. Everybody was, some of the coaches, and everybody was sending it around and all of this. And so this was around the same time D was like, coming around to his shit, and I'm telling him like, yo, bro, like, I'm just looking at how people react to my story, and I know his shit is way crazy. I'm like, bro, like, I feel like, and I felt like this because I went to talk to some kids. D Gates was assistant coach at Florida State. I went to talk to their whole. He was part of something they had at their school where it was all men, all guys, but it was like from every sport. And it was like they come to, I forget the name of it. I hate that I can't remember the name of it, but it was like some mentor stuff for all the male athletes. And it was like 400 or 500 kids from like every sport, baseball, swimming, basketball, tennis, anything, football, everything. And like, this was my first time doing this. I'm in like this big, I think it was like a football, auditorium where they had the squad at or whatever. And it's like, I'm on the stage, I'm about to like this, like I'm nervous as shit. Like, damn, I ain't never like, you know what I'm saying? I'm about to tell my story and do all this shit and tell. So I'm like, D Gates tee me up, he do a little video and all of this, and he tell how we know each other and all that. So like, boom, I just dive in. I'm just talking. I'm like, I ain't never did this shit. But then like afterwards, go down, I'm talking to after you talking to a few dudes, and it was this swimmer dude, like a white kid, swimmer kid, and he was like crying. He was like, bro, I felt like he was talking straight to me. He was like, this last semester, I lost my mom. I was thinking about quitting school. Like, he was like, I'm sitting there like, damn. And that's when I was like, okay, like.
It's power in the testimony.
And it's like a white dude swimmer. Like, he got no relatability to me, but like, you the one who coming up, like, you was speaking straight to me. So like, I was telling D, like, bro, I feel like, you tell your story, you know what I'm saying? They gonna take care of it the right way. You're gonna get your voice. It's gonna come out how you want it. And I think it's gonna help people, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm seeing that me doing my shit, people come to me like, bro, like people like not even just like people on social media, just normal people. This is like, man, I read this is crazy, powerful. And then, so then he did it. He did his, and it was just, like I say, it did backflips over what mine did because he had more things in there. So it was like people hitting him the same way I remember Chris Paul calling me to get his number, bro. I'm sitting here at the crib watching the game, watching the pregame. He about to play on TV. But you know how we do. Pregame, after we did all our hoops and work, and we lock in or whatever and just focus. And he had just started to read the story, and he read D Miles' whole story right before the game. And he was like, he called me, bro, I need you to send me D Miles' number, man. I didn't know all of this. Like, I just got through reading this story. I'm like, you about to play? Like, yeah. No, just send me his number after the game. I want to hit him on. So shit. Send him the number during the game. What he did after the game, he hit you. Right after the game. And so, like, I did, like, when he did his story, I was, like, there with him. And, like, they got to see the chemistry we had. CB, like, man, like, y'all boys need to do something, man. Like, y'all got a dynamic. Like, yeah, CB saw it. And so one thing lead to another. Then he like, it was his idea to come up like, y'all should do the podcast. Like, we don't even know what the fuck a podcast is for real. That's it. We didn't even know what it was. So we like, all right, whatever. Like, we kind of like agree to do it, but like had no clue what we was gonna do, what it was gonna be, what it was gonna be named, none of that. We had to figure all this stuff out. But like everything, kind of just fell into play. 'Cause like you say, when something is for you, it's for you. You know what I'm saying? And clearly, like you say, how good D was, he didn't want to do it, but he was good at it. I didn't even know what it was, but we were good at it, and we had this chemistry and this dynamic between us that resonated with people. And like I say, shout out to CB for for having that vision for us, and like then not only having a vision, because CB went to bat for us. Like when I'm talking about went to bat every step of the way, none but love and respect, and like he's as much responsible for this as we are, because I mean he the one who came with the idea of doing it. Like obviously we have the history, we have the dynamic and the chemistry and all of these different things, but like we weren't even thinking on that page to do that. So like, you know what I'm saying? Like losing him January 1st this year was like the biggest bullshit of the century and the craziest thing.
Hey man, I'm still crying about CB.
The other day I say it's crazy because like me and him talk daily. Like, if not daily, every other day or whatever, at least text message. And I'm like, it's so many things that you don't even realize you used to do. You just bouncing the idea off of him. Like, I went to go text the other day, and I'm like, damn, I can't text him. Like, so, like, you know, huge shout out to CB. He really was what put this together and got us cracking. And like I say, even once we got cracking, my man went to bat for us several times to make sure we got what we earned, what we deserved, and we was getting treated right and we was getting done right, all of those different things.
Yeah. Rest in peace, Chris Bernard. Thank you for all that you've done, seen and unseen, for us players.
And it's a lot. Like, I'm telling you, over the years with the Knicks, like I tell you, like, when Lee got killed, right, we had just flew from New York to Seattle. No, that's a long-ass flight. New York, Seattle, we land, and we supposed to land, go put your shit up, and then come back down. We're going to go to practice. You know me, I'm always fast. I'm the first one. I'm the only one on the bus. I had got my stuff down and got back, and I'm sitting on the bus by myself. That's when Rochelle called me and tell me the Lee just got shot. Now, you could tell I'm getting up, I'm getting off the bus, and CB was the only, you know, he the only one on the bus in the lobby and everything, and he see me like, where you going? Like, you supposed to be on the bus, and I'm like, man, I just shut him out, like, my brother just got shot. He like, what? And so, like, you know, he come behind me, and he trying to check on me. Well, he was supposed to go with me. Like, he had been offered to go to Chicago with me, because they like, well, he got to go to Chicago. I'm like, I just got myself the next flight. I'm going to Chicago. Like, he was trying to, like, he was trying to go with me, but I was on some nobody going with me. I'm just about to go. But, like, he was the one who was calling, checking, what's up, what's going on, and all of this, all the way back then.
Yeah, man. The great thing about this game, Q, I done known you more than 30 years now. More than half my life, D. I done known you over 25, 26 years now. And when we all get together, like, it's something in our bodies that release these endorphins. Because I feel so good when I'm around y'all. And a lot of times as men, we don't do this enough. And so, like, I want to encourage, like, if any of our brothers is out there and they feel alone, they feel isolated, like, let's start making sure we check in on each other. Let's make sure we start taking time for one another. Let's encourage one another, because, like, in our transitions, it gets quiet, it gets difficult, and that's when you need your team, your friends, your brothers, where it's no judgment, because, like, we've been through our fair share of adversity in life. And the place where I find solace is in the fact that, like, no matter what I've experienced, you know, good, bad, or indifferent, my brothers still love me. Now, they're going to hold me accountable, but they're going to still check on me. They're going to still pick up the phone. And so I'm thankful for that. Like, as we close out, I want to give you guys an opportunity to say anything out there to any of the folks that you might feel like you have a message for. And, man, I just miss you guys, man. I'm so glad we get to sit down today. Q, you got anything you want to say to the folks who might be listening? Because this is what's driving you. So we want to uplift, motivate, inspire, and encourage. So what would you like to tell the people out there?
Man, for me, I just found that none of us perfect. Life gon' life. I don't care who you are. I don't care how much you got, how much wealth you got. Life gonna happen to any of us, and it's gonna always happen. That's just what it is. I've found that even when you think you got nothing and you don't know what to do, just getting up and going. Just getting up and going can be enough, because at some point you're going to figure it out if you just keep getting up and keep going. When you don't get up and when you don't want to go, that's when it gets worse, Because, like, if you just keep getting up and finding a way to keep getting up and keep going, like, at some point, something's going to click, somebody's going to reach out to help, or something's going to happen for you. But if you're not getting up and going, you're not giving yourself a chance for that to happen. And I feel like it ain't going to always look pretty, it ain't going to always look perfect, it ain't always going to be what you want it to be, but if you just keep going, you could be good. I like, literally, like, when you don't do nothing, you can't get nothing.
Yeah, stay with it. Stick with it. D, what about you?
I say just within your family-wise, communication is the key. Sometimes you sit in the house and you have dinner and you be in the house with your parents for 18 years and you never communicate on life or what's going on or credit or anything like that. For the new draftees that's getting drafted, seek financial literacy. Learn how to manage all that money that you're getting, because it'll come in handy, and it'll come in handy in your family-wise. You'll know how to really set them up properly instead of just coming out your pocket and just spending all that money. You're gonna put them in a situation where they can make their own money, and it just don't be like, I gotta take care of every single person. So I say just family-wise communication is the key. Communicate with each other, say your feelings and say what's going on. And like I say with the new draftees, just financial literacy.
I'm going to tell y'all this, from being a dude that's been out of the league now for what? It's 12, 13 years, right? And I wasn't no max dude. I wasn't no dude that made all of the money, right? But it's a humbling situation when you got all of this money while you playing, right? You playing ball, you got all this money. I don't know, most guys is young, a lot of them don't got kids right now, but you don't want to be in a situation where, and I've had peers, I've watched it with my own eyes, people that nobody would believe. You get out of the league in a couple years, now you got your kids and your family, and you done spent all your money, and you can't do what you was doing in the league while you was by your damn self, buying cars, doing crazy stuff, flashing and kicking it, and now you got kids that you can't even get them shit that they need, not the shit that they want, shit that they need. And then you got to call and you got to ask peers and different people for shit. So what I'm saying is like D saying, financial literacy is real. And that shit right now is like monopoly money y'all boys getting. They getting money hand over fist, and it's going to be crazy. You might not even see half the money you get. You just see digits and numbers on the damn account. Trust and believe. Take care of your shit so that when you done, you can take care of your family and you can be comfortable, because it's a lot of people out here that should be, that's not. And it's unfortunate because, like he said, financial literacy is real. Everybody don't come from a family or a situation where they've been taught these things. They've been, been bred this way. Like some people, I've had teammates that I talked to, and it's night and day the conversations. The way they were brought up and the things they have to do and the obligations that they have when they make the money. Some of these people don't have those same obligations, and that's part of our problem. But we gotta stop that. We have to stop that. Like D said, you gotta get literacy, and you gotta learn how to, put your people in position and not just give. Giving is the curse. You gotta be able to give them the ability to fish for themselves, like you say, and be able to provide for yourself, not just give money blindly and just throw it away.
Man, this is so powerful. And young fellas, I hope y'all listening out here, because it's a lot of experience, right? And you don't have to live the experience to learn from it. Like, there's some telltale stories. There's some information out there. And we hope that this podcast, really helps with that today. So as we close out, man, this is What's Driving You. I'm Keyon Dooling. What's driving you? And I'm going to end like this. I think that the biggest room in the world, the biggest room in your life, is the room for improvement. It's not how you start, it's how you finish. If you're not good at something instantly, doesn't mean you can't get good at it gradually. So I challenge you to push forward, work on your deficiencies, work on your shortcomings. Like, you are not defined about where you are. Have a vision for yourself and you can get to where you want to go. With that being said, I'm Keyon Dooling. This is What's Driving You. Thank you guys from the Knuckleheads, Q Ridge, D Miles. I love you. You my brothers for life. Thank you guys for coming through for me.
I love you.
All right. This is What's Driving You. And so my first question, man, I'm going to get right to it. What's driving you?
About my old lady, my kids, my family. That's what drives.
I wouldn't have met you when I did.
Here you go. That's why it gets you in trouble.
Peace out, man. This is What's Driving You. I'm Keyon Dooling.
What's driving
you? And I'm gonna end like this. I think that the biggest room in the world, the biggest room in your life, is the room for improvement.